Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it is time for a leg day. So we started off with pause squats. Something I kind of said last week that I think for a bit I want to just mess with some pause squats more and more, and then I will do high rep hypertrophy work afterwards. The main thing is I feel like pause squats in general just bring my squat up. Plus it lets me get that deep position, because for me sometimes depth can be the biggest limiting factor when I've done really heavy squats. And again, most of my training, 99% of my training is really bodybuilder at this point, but things like squats and deadlifts, I do definitely want to, maintain a little bit of my powerlifting stuff. So again, that's one of the reasons we're still doing power building. Of course, we still do some heavy benching, but even this week it was all sixes. So we didn't go crazy heavy. We're keeping the reps higher there. But I do a lot of really high rep stuff at this point. As you guys will notice, all the other leg work was 15 plus reps. Actually more than that, but that's okay. So the pause squats, I went ahead and just did 315, then I went up to 405 and just wanted to pause it for a deep high bar squat, which we did. And again, just trying to watch fatigue management there so I can come in and just pump my quads afterwards. Keeping in mind, I'm not doing quite as much quad volume because I feel like at this point in the game, I don't need my quads to get a lot bigger. I need the rest of my body to grow. I need my upper body to grow. I have pretty dang big quads. Obviously, we always want to see some improvement though. So I want to be clear, we are definitely, definitely trying to grow everything. I don't want any muscle in my body to have zero growth. It's just that we really need to focus on the things that got neglected the most, things like my arms. So I did that, and then I did a nice longer pause with 365. And again, the whole idea with these pauses, I want to just build the pause squats up from a deep ass to grass position, because again, for me, that tends to give the best carryover. To later competition squats if I want to go deep. So I really like doing that. And I mean, I've actually paused years ago. The most I've paused was like 508, although it was with cheap plates. So after that, we went ahead and went with the belt squats. And I used the same weight as last time. I got a deep burn. What I did this time, though, I wanted to focus on having some progressive overload, so I pushed for one more rep. We did 15s last week with this weight. I managed to get 16 on all the sets. So again, just general progressive overload here. And I feel like, again, these other exercises, I'm just going to push reps and reps and reps and reps. Again, with focus on general progressive overload, right? We want to see some progress. But the thing here with these, I'm trying to make sure I'm getting the belt squats through a full range of motion, the longest range of motion possible. And then, of course, I do some pump work at the end with just some band extensions. But as we can see here, legs are getting leaner in general. Obviously, some of the loose skin on the back of the thigh up there will tighten up a little more as I get leaner too, just like it has slowly around the waistline. So again, keep focusing on that. And I feel like with kind of the changes in the diet, things are going to continue to tighten up more as I've got carbs pulled down, because that'll pull a little bit of the water out, which will allow stuff to eventually shrink back in. Because the main thing you're dealing with is fat, water, anything under the skin will continue to hold loose skin. So you kind of have to get rid of all of it if you want it to tighten up more. So again, just the price I pay for having been, over 300 pounds when younger. So keep improving. But the belt squats are really good. Got a great burn in my quads and my adductors. I don't really feel them much in my glutes, even though they should be working. And it's probably because I do a lot of other heavier glute work through the week. Again, repping out high reps with 500 on a glute bridge, doing rep work with 500 on the deadlift. My glutes just don't really feel as much activity on these. In fact, if anything, I probably feel them on reverse hypers the most. But I have a glute hamstring day. So again, this is really just to focus on quads and calves, but it's obviously mostly compound movements. So again, these felt pretty good. You guys can see walking away from it. Looking pretty thick, although usually my upper body feels like it shrinks down on my leg day. I think because the blood flow all goes to my legs, and then I've kind of lost the pump from the previous upper body days, whereas it looks the best on my arm days, right? Like yesterday, it looked really thick. Calf raises. These are going to just be always a staple for now. And I decided to go lower. You guys saw me build up to 500 for 10, but now I'm just like, I could work with 225 and just rep the hell out of these. And it's not going to matter. My calves are going to grow no matter what. As long as I'm training them hard, taking them to a deep burn, my calves will always be jacked. Definitely genetics there. But again, I'm also looking at it of going, sure, if I want them, maybe get them thicker and thicker, I could always go back and ramp the progressive overload, go try to hit that 500 again and do reps with it. But right now I'm like, look, they're jacked. They're not going to lose any jactitude. Just doing the rep work for more metabolic fatigue, especially on the lower carbs. I just want to get them into a situation to handle higher workloads, and they stay pumped all the time right now with all the cardio I'm doing. But the idea here for me is just keeping their energy turnover high. All right. I want my calves to continue to contribute to my fat loss and just general calorie burn, and because of the amount of conditioning or cardio I'm doing later, bigger, thicker, heavier calves will help with that. Even if some of it's just transient extra pump to create glycogen, it will enhance my calorie burn and energy expenditure when I'm doing cardio. On top of the fact that I wear actual I wear work boots pretty much when I go do my rucking. So again, the idea here, just taking the reps up high, and these are all over 30 reps. But I mean, I'm just taking them pretty much to failure, to feel I can't do another rep. They hurt. They're just like burning, even on the last 10 reps. And then I thought, let's kind of see where my legs are, a little bit of leg posing. So again, kind of, you guys see what I mean when I do that stuff. My legs are in a good spot. And as I continue to just get leaner, they're going to get more and more so. But I feel like things like my quads and calves, and obviously are almost disproportionately lean, just due to the fat distribution from the past. But again, keep improving, keep improving. That's going to be the name of the game. Keep working on my physique. Keep getting bigger. Try to get bigger more so in the right places. Continue to get leaner, keep the diet on point, keep the training on point, keep the cardio on point. And as you guys can see at this point, you're seeing the evidence that I do cardio pretty much every day, because I'm live streaming, a fair amount of it most days. Not every day, but a lot of the days. So again, we're seeing some accountability there. Plus, it gives me a reason to do it longer, because I'm getting outreach while I'm doing it. So I tend to do it on both platforms, Facebook and YouTube. Right, we do it on both. So again, final set of calf raises. Then I did 2 sets of leg extensions with bands. Again, trying to find a setup that works. These are never comfortable. But again, I'm trying to use bands on this stuff too, just because of that stretch reflex, right? Just for tendon health, everything else. I want to make sure you keep the tendons healthy and get a pump to finish off the quads. Because again, I don't want to unload the reverse hyper. I don't want to have to unload it and mess with it. I want to keep it loaded heavy for my actual reverse hypers, because I need over 400 pounds. I do 25 plus reps, with over 400 pounds on it at this point. But again, even in this unflattering position here, scrunched over, you can see that everything is slowly getting tighter. Like, this is possibly the most unflattering positions I can have. So we still see some of the loose skin, but I'm still looking pretty reasonably lean. So we know everything is moving in the right direction. Still not where I need to be, but I think compared to where I was, everyone has noticed and commented over and over that the change is ridiculous. And so again, I've made that much change. So what happens if we just keep getting more? And again, the same thing, we can see my delts are getting fairly lean, and there we go. See how the quads and everything look, all right? And then I finish off with a set of hanging leg raises. You can still see the quad veins there from the other stuff. So I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys and gals next time.